Long-lost girl had just been brought home. When she noticed the villa's layout had been meticulously designed for good feng shui, she immediately assumed her family would be cold and distant. But before she could even react, they rushed forward and hugged her tightly. It turned out she was the biological daughter of a wealthy family, but years ago, she'd been accidentally switched at birth and raised by another couple. When her adoptive parents' real daughter was found, they kicked her out without hesitation, even publicly humiliating her as a fraud. The scheming girl accused her of being a troublemaker. The girl sneered back, saying her adoptive mother's aura looked dark, and even pointed out that her adoptive father had been cheating. Her adoptive mother accused her of trying to stir up trouble. Just then, the girl noticed a hitman aiming to attack her adoptive mother. She immediately pushed the woman out of harm's way, and with one swift move, the weapon flew back toward its owner. But the scheming girl twisted the truth, claiming the girl was trying to harm her adoptive mother. The girl snapped back that the security cameras would prove everything, and exposed how the scheming girl had bullied her for years. Everyone turned against the scheming girl. The adoptive mother, furious and humiliated, declared she wanted nothing more to do with the girl. Heartbroken, the girl said she'd repay their kindness in money, and that from now on, they'd owe each other nothing. Then she walked away without looking back. Meanwhile, a wealthy businessman learned of her whereabouts, and immediately ordered his grandson to bring her home. When the brother heard his sister had been thrown out by her adoptive family, he swore he'd make them pay. Elsewhere, the girl's assistant called, saying a helicopter was ready to take her back to base. It turned out she was also the director of a special investigation bureau. Just then, a group of bodyguards appeared before her, and the scene was witnessed by her adoptive parents. The scheming girl quickly claimed they were just imagining things, and the adoptive mother agreed, insisting the girl was unworthy of such status. Little did they know, her real brother had already found her. He stepped forward, revealed his identity, and told her the truth about who she really was. Then, with a gesture, all the bodyguards bowed to her in unison. He even pulled out an umbrella to shield her from the sun. The girl was startled and quickly pushed the umbrella away, but her brother insisted on holding it, promising he'd never let her suffer again. She was deeply moved. In the car, her brother told her that she'd been kidnapped as a newborn by their family's enemies, and all traces of her existence were erased, which was why it took so long to find her. Curious about her real family, she followed him to his friend's house. The girl immediately sensed the man's powerful aura. She realized he wasn't ordinary. Then the man noticed the necklace around her neck, the same one worn by the person who'd once saved his life. Years ago, she had rescued him, but he'd lost consciousness and never saw her face, only remembering the necklace. He asked if she'd seen it before. She denied it. Suspicious, he pressed her about where the necklace came from, worried her identity would be exposed. She secretly changed its appearance with a spell, saying it was just a cheap trinket she bought on the street. When the man saw it looked different, he thought he must have been mistaken. Back at the adoptive parents' house, the maid mentioned that a rich man had come looking for someone. The adoptive father asked who he was looking for, and the mother immediately assumed he must be here for the scheming daughter, thinking he wanted to propose after seeing her in a competition. But they couldn't have been more wrong. The wealthy man had come to reclaim his real daughter. At that moment, the brother had already brought the girl home. Standing at the entrance, she noticed how perfect the villa's feng shui was, and figured it must have been carefully designed, which only made her more nervous about meeting her real family. When she stepped inside, she saw everyone waiting for her in the living room. Their calm, unreadable faces made her heart sink further. But before she could say a word, her aunt rushed forward and wrapped her in a tight hug.